said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome, everyone, to the shores of the Tennessee River, Neyland Stadium, home of the Volunteers. As we'll see, the number 16 team in the country, the Kentucky Wildcats, taking on another SEC rival, the Tennessee Volunteers. 3A Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer alongside. Guys, we can't wait to see this game. Been looking forward to it all week. Kentucky ready to go toe meets leather and start this game. And he takes this from inside the 5. So Tennessee's offense will get the football first. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
The Volunteers will hustle to the line.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going
turning it on. Shoved out of bounds after a big gain. They'll mark it at the plus 42. The Vols have it with a 1st and 10. Tennessee loves relying on the big physical backs like a Jamal Lewis, and this guy fits the mold.
Yeah, guys you just didn't want to tackle. I mean, guys that run angry all the time, and it's a mindset. When Tennessee has that mindset, the fans go crazy, and their teams are usually their best squads.
Pulls it, fires to the left. Just feeding his pads to the defense as he gets it to the 36. And the Vols come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. They'll try to run for it. They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss. And they'll pat the kicker on the tail and tell him to go give it a shot. He's going to have to break out the thunderfoot on this one, a 57-yard attempt. It doesn't always have to be pretty, and that one wasn't, but somehow he hooked it just into that left corner. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Kentucky's offense has its first opportunity of the day. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, David.
Yeah, it was a great week. And watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick, the ball out, just really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game, maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on what this guy was able to do the last time he took the field.
Defensively, with all the space now and spread football, there's so many opportunities where it's one-on-one tackling, and it's really hard to do. It's hard to get guys to the ground that are so talented. That's why defenses have to swarm to the football, get multiple guys there. That's your best chance to not have broken tackles.
Breaks into the open. Couldn't ask for much more there. A 1st down, and they're down to the 42.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another 1st down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Here's a heat. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And that's not a good sign for this offense. You gave up 4 sacks a week ago. Now you're already getting your quarterback hit. They've got to protect their dude. They got to give him more time so he can make plays down the field. Protection is the biggest issue for this offense.
They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be 4th down. Kentucky will be forced to punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And it'll be down right there. So here is the Tennessee offense. So they've put up some early points, and now to build on this 3-0 lead. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
The give from the gun. Hammers ahead for a yard out to the 12. And the Volunteers want to pick up the tempo. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Stands in and takes the hit. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. The Volunteers send out the punt unit. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. He was working his way on the return toward midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. They're going to need to get something started, finding themselves in a 3-0 hole. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Dragged down at the 43, but it's a pickup of 10 on that one. Plays like that put just a second of hesitation in the defense to make sure, and they're able to take advantage here.
And they use great timing with this call, right? Like, you can't call this play all the time, but you want to catch them when they're a little bit aggressive, not thinking about it. Nice job slipping the screen behind them, making the easy catch, and then getting downfield, picking up some extra yards.
Back to pass, it's Bowling. Here comes the heat. The Wildcats trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Looking to fire. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
But as an offense, man, the last place you want to be is 3rd and long. And I think he's just got to put a little bit more muscle on that football. It comes up short, got to step into it, throw that maybe a little bit harder. But this offense now
fires deep toward the end zone. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. Kentucky sends out the punting unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And this will push the offense back as they mark it dead at the 10.
It's a great punt. Obviously, he gives himself time to let his guys get down the field, get in position. Remember, don't let that thing cross the goal line. Try to keep it inside the 10. Nice job down in the football. Set.
Oh, he's got some space. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a 1st down.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a 1st down. Oh, and here they go again. 1st down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
Caught near the sticks, it's Davis. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33.
And after that long completion for the 1st down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Off the play fake on 1st down, the throw.
And they bring the blitz. I mean, you could tell they want to make him feel uncomfortable as quick as possible, and you can see him. He takes off with the football, and they just trying to get to him, try to get him on the ground. But this defense choosing to blitz right now in this football game.
The Vols want to move quickly. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. And the Vols will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Coverage team does a good job and touches it dead. No return on this one.
Really nice job there by the punter on that one, getting a lot of hang time and allowing the Gunners to get down the field so they could play it off the bounce, down it. Nice coffin corner kick.
Give to the single back. Just broke the tackle and still on his feet. Out of bounds at the 18, and that is just what they needed to get it away from their own end zone.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on 1st down. Give to the running back. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. The Wildcats in a good spot here with 2nd and short. To the air, it's Bowling. He fires one deep down the right side.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over from the moment the ball left his hand.
And I like the aggressiveness on 3rd and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's 4th and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
Kentucky trying to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Kentucky back at it with a fresh set of downs. He'll try to pop the draw. Shakes off the defender. Able to pick his way forward for a decent gain before the defense gets him down.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Oh, my goodness, he's still moving. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
And this offense has got it all working, right? It's just been tough. This defense is on its heels, can't figure it out. A bunch of plays in a row now, a bunch of success. This offense is doing what they want to do, how they want to do it. Defense is going to need to do something different to try to mix up this rhythm.
And he left the first defender grabbing at air before he was finally tackled. And the Wildcats pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Slip. And the defense is there. He got away for a second, but not for long as they knock him down for a loss. And the Wildcats have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. He'll keep it himself. A very short pickup there, and that'll be the final play of the 1st quarter. Both teams wanted to establish the run, and they have done exactly that in the 1st quarter. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the 2nd. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on 3rd down. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. Absolute shank. Missed it. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. To the ground with the back. Keeps it moving for a 3-yard gain to the 24. And the Volunteers headed quickly to the line.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Well, this guy's become a bit of a problem for opposing offenses. In their last game, he had 2 sacks, and he's dominating again, getting his first sack in this game now. He right now is wrecking people's game plans, and this offense better find out how to slow him down.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete. The Volunteers will punt it away on 4th down.
Number 98 on to punt it away.
He'll take it on the return. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. A really nice job methodically driving down the field the last time they had it, but the missed field goal ruined the drive. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete.
This really has been a Jekyll and Hyde story for this quarterback. His last game out, he completed over 80% of his throws, but things just not going his way in this one. You've got to give the defense a ton of credit.
Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They were able to make the completion, but he had to pick his way for just a little bit. Needed a little more help to spring him for some yardage.
Yeah, if you're going to have success when you throw it outside like that, you're going to need some more blocking and better blocking downfield. Give the defense credit, though. They were able to rally and made a tackle.
Got it in the middle. It's Gilmore. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone, or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it.
Touchdown, Wildcats! Once he got some room, it was over.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone, and he's knocked down at the 10. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And he dropped it. Just didn't look the thing all the way in.
Hopefully that's not going to affect the quarterback's confidence going back to this guy later. That was a catch he should have made. He dropped it. Let's see what the QB does moving forward.
Now the play fake. Bringing the heat. And down he goes back at the 3.
And add another one to the tally. This guy leads the nation in sacks. The nation. He's the best pass rusher. Getting to quarterbacks, making life really, really hard. That's 2 on the day. Let's see how many he gets today.
He won't get there. It'll bring up 4th down. The Vols will line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. He gets a block. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground from the offense. Looking for a man. It's Bowling. Finds his man. It's Wilcox. Making a little bit of progress there. He gets it to the 40 before getting out of bounds. Offense gets set for 2nd down. Back to pass. Rushes on him. And he throws down the gut of the defense. It's incomplete.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
And that did not work. Defense smelled that one out from the beginning. Kentucky will be forced to punt. And they'll just down it right there. So here is the Tennessee offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They'll try the run. Maybe picked up a couple as he gets it to the 14. And the ball's racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And that wasn't a big gain, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Oh, he makes the play. It's intercepted. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his second of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
That's caught. It's Washington. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down. The Wildcats can really attack on this second and short. They'll move the wide receiver. The give to the back. He stopped at the 32-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play, and it'll be a first down.
And a nice crisp run. Great job. Maybe expecting pass, on second down, but really good job running the football, committing to it, getting the first down.
Back to pass, it's Bowman. The screen, he's got wheels. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Well, if you're going to get first downs against this defense, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to make people miss. This is an excellent tackling unit. You saw it on that last play.
The run from the shotgun. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks it down. The noise reverberating off the checkerboards and Neyland on third down. Trying to pick it up on the ground. They finally get him stopped, but this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. He now has 79 yards on the ground so far, and he is closing in on that 1,200-yard mark for the season. Under fire. Got rid of it just in time. He just threw it away. The last thing you want to do is try to force something on first down in the red zone. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wants to go up top. Here's the pressure. Got out of trouble and throws. Boy, did that one have revolutions on it, but it's incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affected the football game.
For the third straight play, the pass falls incomplete. Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. No good. Guys, after the miss, still up by 4. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Got him downfield. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. Another big play on the outside, and that's the thing that historically has gotten Rocky Top rolling.
Yeah, so much fun to watch playmakers outside that they can run by you and go make big plays. Opens up the whole field, the whole offense, and this Orange fan base goes absolutely bananas.
Takes a handoff. It's Hardy. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. And the Volunteers are in the hurry-up.
And the defense gives up the first down. And oh, here they go. They're going fast. No time to substitute. Got to communicate quickly and get back on the line of scrimmage.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Volunteers can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Looking to fire. Had the pick in his hands and couldn't hang on, and you just won't see that from him very often. It'll be third down. The Vols come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. In the gun and looking to throw on third down. Moving away from pressure. There he goes. And he takes it all the way down to the 10-yard line. An explosive play for this offense. This offense has had trouble getting it in gear, but maybe a little life here on 1st and 10. He'll do it himself. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, looking for the score. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
It's looking like they're going to have to try to throw this one into the end zone here on 3rd down, David. Quarterback's got to be careful. Can't get greedy because you know these windows, they close fast.
Extremely tight windows. Find your big body guys that you know can win in contested situations here on 3rd down.
Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. Smashes in between the uprights. That brings them to within 1. After putting 3 on the board, the kickoff unit ready to go.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes and stop him at the 16. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. To throw, it's Bowling. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
Man, this offense, they gotta find something. They gotta get in the rhythm somehow. So far, no success, not protecting the quarterback. Really, the only good thing I can say so far is they haven't turned the football over.
How about this defense in this game so far? Already 5 sacks, and we're only in the 2nd quarter. I think if you're the offensive coordinator, you have got to start mixing up these play calls, moving the pocket, get your quarterback away from danger because it's obvious. These offensive line, they cannot hold up, and they cannot get it done.
Backed up in their own end, don't hold the ball too long. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. Oh, he can't hang on. Almost had the interception, and this guy makes so many. He's going to get stopped, trapped, and it'll be a safety.
They knew exactly where they were on the field. Pressure on him down in the end zone. Safety, baby.
Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Guys, you never want to sound the upset alert bell too early, but it might be time to at least know where the button is for it.
Know where the button is, and listen, there's no need to panic yet. It's like you're a better team. You want to come in and you want to hang around, Jesse, and they're in this game and have a lead.
Yeah, the unranked team, they've been playing with more intensity in this one. And I think if you're a leader right now on the ranked squad, you've got to be talking to your guys and waking everybody up. This coaching staff is going to have to make some halftime adjustments, but they're going to have to make second plays.
On first down. He is going where? Stop at the line of scrimmage. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Looking to go up top, and time's running out in the half. John is sacked at the 41. Immediately call timeout.
And this defense, man, they do it again. They've done a unbelievable job of forcing field goals. And another opportunity to back the offense up, getting this back, maybe an opportunity to do it again.
Not a whole lot of screen passes. It just never developed. I'm out here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. So here comes the field goal unit. They've been doing work today. They've already made a couple. It's good. He could have hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. They take a 4-point second.
The way this defense just finished. And I know they're trailing, but they didn't give up the touchdown. Got a little bit of momentum. Not much time left in this first half, but you got halftime to make some adjustments, come out with some energy. What a nice stop here.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. To the air, it's Bowling. Snags it over the middle.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding. I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
The Wildcats with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. He leaves it with the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Neyland Stadium alive. A cauldron of orange noise on third down. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. This will likely be the last play of the half. Looking to throw on first down. Pressure coming. He's going to run it. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how this rivalry matchup plays out.
And the Vols will boot away to start the second half. Looking for an alley. His own 10. Nearly as much running as he'd hope. He's out of bounds. Kentucky and the big blue offense takes the field. They start this third quarter, 1-possession game, and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready. They're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. In the first half, if I continue
Getting that go talk with my coaches and pick the offensive coordinator. Exactly what I need defense.
Got it in the middle. Zimmer goes to 23. He got
that found the open space coverage, and as a defense, honestly, you just throw your hands up on that because covered pretty well. It was just a good play call and really nice execution.
off the play fake on first down. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the
because protecting him doesn't even look like they're trying. That's now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a 5th. Running back searching for a hole. He stopped at the 23 and still a ways to go to pick up the first down. Kentucky sends out the punting. He'll settle for some pretty good field position and make the fair catch at around the 35. Tennessee ready to work the big orange offense. Off the play fake on down, wants to fire the big fella. Makes the stop at the 4. Not before he gets him. Plus territory, gets 15 and a first down.
And in this offense, you know, as a quarterback, you're going to get opportunities to put up some pretty big numbers. You've been impressed watching this guy play early this year. With that last pass, he's now already over 2,000 yards on the season.
In football, you hear the term. When you that decision quick, and I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate with his pass.
Throws to the tight end. And they won't make the connection, looking to make a big play there.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
Release to the back. Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row. And the Volunteers will call on their punt team. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Another punt on. Man, oh man, these offenses just haven't been able to find a
Great philosophy state. This is very just nothing working for this offense. They got something.
Well, the plays look good against the scout team during the week in practice, but they have just not been able to find a rhythm against this defense today.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, it's Bowling. Just
Back the whole field in one direction and then break outside like you did there. Nice out route connection. Nice chemistry between quarterback and wide receiver.
catch in the middle. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down. Kentucky back at it with a fresh set of downs. Power football with the run. Some hard, but just too many defenders for a loss.
Great running backs consistently make people miss, and he did a really good job of breaking one tackle, but he couldn't do it to the next, and to the next, and to the next. The offensive line going to have to do a lot better job giving him some more space so he can get out in the open field and make some plays for this offense.
The noise reverberates off the boards and Nealon on third down. He needs a bunch. That pass not closing. Got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. Kentucky will be forced to punt. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. That's usually prime return position, but he'll make the fair catch just outside the 40. So here is the Tennessee offense. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. Complete to the left. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. The Volunteers want to crank the tempo.
That's a pretty impressive throw, man. That's given me Peyton Manning to Peerless Price memories back when I was watching them, playing against them in college. That was a thing of beauty right there. There's a nice chemistry that this quarterback has with this group of wide receivers, and you see that in the timing of these throws.
And how about the aggressiveness of this defense? I love this. Don't let him get to the sideline. Kept the ball in the middle of the field, went after the quarterback right away like some missiles, and got him on the ground.
The Vols are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. He'll pull it on the read. They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to pass. He almost had the pick, and that could have given them a boost. Instead, it'll be 3rd down. They're about to run a dirty half-dozen plays on this drive. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Complete to the right. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. Quarterback on the keeper. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. From the gun, running back gets to give. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 3rd. touch on that one, just out of his reach.
Once you start to get down here towards the goal, it's so much more difficult to throw the football. You really want to stretch the defense sideline to sideline and use your speed. They try to take a little bit of a shot down the field unsuccessfully. Nice job by this defense.
After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete.
You can sense the frustration building on the field and on the sideline for this team because on paper, they're the better team. From a player standpoint, from a record standpoint, things just not going their way in this game. And someone's going to have to step up and make a play to turn this thing around.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Gets it to him on the screen. Fights off a defender. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short.
Listen, I know this running back is shifty. I know he's really good in the open field, but that's just asking too much of him at this point. 3rd and long situation. He wasn't going to be able to make that extra guy miss trying to get that 1st down.
Kentucky sent out the punting unit. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. Fields to punt and tries to help improve that field position. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the 1st down, but a good gain on that play. And the ball's in the hurry-up. Wants to throw on 3rd. Quickly complete. That'll get the job done and move the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 45. And the Volunteers with the 1st and 10. They'll send the tight end in motion. Off play action on 1st down. Finds a man in the middle. They get him stopped, but the big gain has him on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. They'll go to the ground. His way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. Take a shot at it on 1st and goal. And the throw down the gut falls to the grass. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And they'll push.
That's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Kentucky is back out. That deficit has now grown to down 17-7 as they start this drive. Scanning the field, it's Boyd. Got it. Made the 30, picked up 10. The Packers, this is a really opportune time to put something together and try to.
You're a little bit. I think if they can get past adrenaline, they get a little.
You just got to get that momentum going. They've got the
34-yard
group is their fifth down as soon as someone.
He's got the first off the hands based on the number of winning plays and come home with the victory. They go back to work. This one. As a Kentucky operating in the red zone. Come to the second action. Kentucky.
The route, getting in the air, and this time, 5 receiving.
Game. Put a stop to that return. Tennessee to work offense on the field. On a drive, David. Hip-shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
It's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. Get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical in this group.
They've got him down at the 40 after he ripped off 15 yards. The Volunteers moving quickly to the line. He was really bothered by those 2 picks he threw in that loss last week, but he's been much more comfortable, much more certain in this one.
He had the one blunder, the one mistake that he probably wishes he could have back, but did a great job rebounding from that. And listen, having that short-term memory, being able to lead, it is critical at the quarterback position.
Grabbed in the backfield, it's Davis. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield. The Vols have it with a 1st and 10.
And the nice thing about late in the football game, when you have the lead, you kind of know the defense will get aggressive. You might get some man coverage. They get it to their receiver out wide. I love the run after the catch. He's got such playmaking ability. That's a big 1st down for this offense.
Well, they're trying to hit the slant, right? That's a bang-bang type play. It's got to happen fast. Good throw. Receiver just couldn't come up with the catch.
They'll run this one off right tackle. Great penetration by this defense, and they take it down the line, a loss of 1. Now a 3rd and long. From the gun. Got his man down. It's been play after the gap. Defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. And the Vols now with a long to go to the first. He'll get the defense makes the after
They're going to run options, and he's
too anxious. And fourth down will put it on the of the. That pushes a lead to 6 at 20-14.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot, and now let's see if they can pull this one out. Makes the catch. It's Gilmore. They'll mark him out of bounds at about the 29-yard line.
And And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Off the play fake. Looking deep down the right side. He's got it inside the 30. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Pass interference, defense.
So the offense will decline that penalty after the big play. That penalty moves the ball into the red zone. It's 1st and 10. The give to the tailback. Spin, still running. Touchdown, Wildcats! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Setting up for the extra point that would put them on top.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability.
Top, and they from inside his not execute 22. So here is the Tennessee offense. David, they couldn't pay off that last drive with a touchdown.
Now they move the ball down the field and execute like they wanted to until they stop.
Pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Irritate to refuse to hit, to make quarterbacks feel definitely doing their job. 6 sacks. That's the way to make the quarterback feel like he's having a hard day. He's had no response. This offensive line has no response. Just a sack party.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. And defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
The defense has so fun in the sack.
And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. Wants to throw. It's Bowling. They've got the screen set up. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. Your best to make big delivered, cracking the 150-yard mark.
No doubt about it. Big-time players make big plays in big games. The games don't get bigger than this for this team right here. This guy has shown up today.
And it's so nice as a coach to have know you can count on. He'll put up.
Immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front 7 tons of credit for being getting the TFL.
He gets it so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. Needing to move the chains, here comes Kentucky on 4th. Trying to do it on the ground. Jukes his way for more. Just across the 20 with a 1st down at the 19.
It's got to be tough right now on defense. You need to find a way to get a stop, and you haven't been able to do that in the 4th quarter. You've been giving up points. You just gave up a touchdown in the last drive. You need a turnover. You need to do something right now to stop this momentum.
Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. Fires to the wideout. And the shot to the middle of the field falls to the turf. 3rd down, and these fans trying to make it impossible to communicate. Looking to throw, it's Bowling. Throws to the wideout. Finds space on the right. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the 1st down.
And I like what this offense did, man. They stayed aggressive. They were trying to get the first down through the air. But here's the good thing now. You punt the football away. You trust your defense. You got the lead late in this football game. One more stop, and there's a good chance you get the W.
Using the quick game. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Kentucky will come to the line with a first and goal. Slams it ahead. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
Well, two things you're thinking about here offensively is, one, you want to take as much time off the clock, but two, you really want to score another touchdown to make this a two-possession game. You could almost ice it if you can find a way.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Kentucky!
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming into this season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here, offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Last drive was a quick 3-and-out. More of a factor. He gets there, and
Taking the in large part because of how dominant they've been up front and how good their pass rush has been.
Out in time. That thing. Now it's complete to the left. He stopped short.
But, man, if you're going to find the first down, you got to get out so we can stop this football.
They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
Well, there's not a lot of mystery what you're going to do on offense at this point of the game. With the lead late, you're just going to lean on your star running back. This is a guy who is going to play on Sundays at the next level. Just keep giving him the football and just let him take this thing over.
And he got nowhere, but now it's decision time. It's 3rd down. Listen, if I go get this first down, there's a good chance this ball game's over. The clock's going to run out. So how aggressive do I want to be on this 3rd down?
Well, I want to be aggressive if I'm on defense. You could tell in these last couple of plays, they've been selling out, putting a lot of bodies close to the line.
With that score, it looks as if it's about to go 6-1. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but must be found as he stopped at the 18. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. It's a long shot, I know, but you have to keep fighting till the bitter end, Jesse.
But they call it a long shot.
It's not great, but keep fighting. Use every second on this clock to try to get this game as you can.
He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. And the quarterback caught up 2 and sacked at the 12. Now a lot of work to do to move chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Oh, they're after him. And the pressure is coming in, and they hit him again. With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to
get put up on the blackboard. Reaching a bowl game is one of them. So now you can go ahead and check that off. But if you're this football team, you're not celebrating that tonight. You're looking to build on bigger goal road day.
They do, and they've shown you some good flashes I get to take a vacation. Wherever the bowl game is, we get a free.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.